Hello there. Welcome to Alchemize Yourself Tarot. I'm going to be doing a reading exploring whether or not your person is coming from love or ego. This is a reading about the emotional truth of the connection versus the validation, addiction, or attachment. I'm going to be pulling 2 oracle cards, and then you can choose which pile that you feel the most drawn to in this situation. So we're going to be exploring the truth about why this person is drawn to you, why they keep coming back, whether or not there's love energy present here, or if it's just an unhealthy loop that you're experiencing with your person. So we're going to give you 2 options to choose from, and I'm using the Heal Yourself Oracle right now. So pile number 1 is going to be, oh, well, we have love. We have love for pile number 1. Number 28. It's breaking down to a 10. So, yeah, so really pay attention to the card, the number, the imagery, what you feel drawn to. And pile number 2 is going to be, discover your life purpose. And this is number 29. Okay. So I'm going to zoom in a little bit here. That way you can choose the card and the pile that you feel the most drawn to for your reading. Okay. And then we're going to get started. Yeah, use your intuition. What are you feeling? What emotions do the cards bring up for you? Okay, let's get started on... I'm going to zoom back out a little bit, and we'll start on pile number 1, which is love. It's a beautiful way to start. So let's see. Let go of your limiting beliefs about love. So you could be dealing with somebody that needs to release old beliefs and programming in regards to love. Your heart desires more connections, love, and nourishment. You are at a point in your life where you need to learn how to truly give and receive love. Fully opening your heart will awaken your vulnerability, sensitivity, and fear, in particular your fear of rejection and intimacy with another person. So yeah, there could, fear of vulnerability and sensitivity can be an ego trigger. Someone fears opening up to love. However, you will also unleash your passion, inspiration, greatness, and ability to care deeply. Start seeing how great life is and be willing to connect with others. If you have been holding on to past pain, then it is time to acknowledge, feel, and move forward and allow people into your life. So you could be dealing with somebody who still is a little bit in their ego when it comes to rejection and vulnerability. But let's break this down. Let's break it down and see what's going on here. What's drawing your person into you? What's drawing this person towards you? Pile number 1. I think just based on this card, you've definitely triggered a lot of strong emotions within them, and also you've got them thinking about new love. So So what draws them to you is there's independence, right? Your person could be 9 of Coins, very good on their own. Maybe they weren't necessarily looking for a relationship. And with the Tower coming in here, I think you kind of surprised them in an unexpected way. I don't think they were expecting to be so magnetically drawn to you. This is somebody that was just kind of going about their life, focusing on their finances, their abundance, and it's like, bam, that Tower. I think you kind of came in as a tower for this person. So that's what's drawing them in. Also, they like you're unexpectedly pretty independent on your own too. And it's like they're having some unexpected triggers in regard to that. What's keeping them attached? Ooh, the Knight of Coins. They're definitely feeling invested, but it says reserved here. So this person is definitely wanting to take their time. They're really focused on their career or finances. They see that you are as well. So this is definitely not something that they are thinking about rushing. Even though there's that intensity with Mars and the Tower. But your person could be coming off a little hesitant because it's like they don't want to sabotage or mess up what they've got going on. And that makes sense too. It's like, I don't think they were expecting to fall in love at this point in their life. They have a lot of goals and ambitions. You have a lot of goals and ambitions. And it may not have felt like the proper timing to just kind of throw caution to the wind. So your person is still very reserved, very cautious. And what's the love energy present here? What is the energy present? Ooh, 7 of Swords. We have the Ace of Cups and the Death card. So I'm getting right off the bat that this person has just gone through an ending. 7 of Swords. They could have been through a major betrayal before meeting you. So for pile number 1, I believe you are in a new love situation after having gone through a major ending, transformation, about, being lied to, betrayed, backstabbed. This is the past energy that's coming up, that's triggering you or your person right now. And this past ending and transformation, this past betrayal has led both of you to be very independent. You've gone through that rebirth cycle and you're getting your life back on track. And when you meet someone new, it can kind of come in and feel really intense and unexpected. And it can trigger up a lot of old wounds about wanting to connect with a new person. But your person with Ace of Cups, there's definitely some strong feelings. But past betrayal can put us in our ego, especially if you've had to rebuild your ego, your sense of self after past betrayal, like building up a healthy sense of ego, taking pride in your work, valuing yourself and what you have to offer. But I definitely see you have somebody here that has been through a lot. And it's like they want to take their time. Wine develops over time. So I like that, though. This is not somebody, I think they may have fell for you very quickly, but they're not necessarily going to express that right away. Right? And 7 of Swords can be somebody a little bit sly and strategic, like not wanting to let you know about certain things. They may be slow to open up, but there's definitely something here. What's the ego fear energy present is the Queen of Cups and the Six of Wands. So the ego could be like wanting to be successful in love. Six of Wands can be about getting a lot of attention, overcoming something from the past, coming back up out on top. I'm seeing this as like a healthy ego, especially with loving. It's like you are the prize after somebody has been through something or overcome something from their past. But maybe they fear whether or not they can be successful here. Can they be successful in a new relationship or in love? We have the Cup, right? So the only thing holding them back is like, okay, needing to take time, needing to not derail whatever they have going on with this Nine of Coins and Knight of Coins. And keep in mind, this could also be you, pile number one. These energies could be reversed. I'm really seeing two people that are really wanting to stay grounded this time around. Yeah, that's been the major shift from relationships in the past. So both of you are operating from a healthy sense of ego, you know, because you have to go into a new relationship confident, right? You can't be still, you know, heavily triggered or wounded either, right? You can't be completely torn down. So this is a chance for something new to overcome pain from the past. I'm also getting that this person finds you to be very loving, very nurturing, very open to them. So they're with the Ace of Cups and the Queen of Cups, they find that very refreshing, and I get that this person feels very safe with you. Queen of Cups is somebody that makes people feel safe to express emotions, to take your time. I don't think you're rushing this person in any way, and I don't see them rushing you. But what are they avoiding confronting? What could they be avoiding confronting? Ooh, conflict. This person definitely does not want drama. And nobody does, right? I think this is actually a good thing to avoid. Not trying to stir things up or trigger things unnecessarily. They want peace, they want love, they want harmony. They don't want disruption when it comes to their life goals. So I see this as being healthy. This is a healthy Five of Wands, because if they're avoiding conflict, I feel like in a healthy way, it's like they're wanting things to be smooth, especially if there was a lot of drama and conflict in past relationships. But you could have somebody here that's reserved, that plays it safe, you know, that, you know, they don't want, you know, maybe they do avoid certain conversations. They're kind of enjoying just the relationship unfolding, but keep in mind with Tower and Five of Wands, there's definitely an intensity that's underlying here, because love does trigger a lot of intensity. And with this portrait in the background, it's like somebody that's not there. I'm seeing that there's definitely something from the past that's being hidden here. They haven't fully opened up about that yet. They're just riding the wave of good emotions, wanting to enjoy time with you, wanting to share in pleasure. You know, coins, Knight of Coins and Queen of Cups it's a very sensual energy, pleasant, safe. So right now they're avoiding some of those trickier, stickier conversations with you. They're still kind of in the new part of it, and that could be ego as well, but it takes time to open up. You don't want to trauma dump on people, so this person could be avoiding like that big tower of trauma dumping things from their past. What's an unhealthy loop? Well, the Sun happiness and Nine of Swords, yeah, I'm getting that this person is avoiding those darker, shadowier sides of themselves when it comes to you. There's definitely something that keeps them up at night. They're anxious about it. Sun could be about, avoiding revealing this. I think this person enjoys the pleasure and fun and happiness part of falling in love, but they're definitely avoiding some of those darker, more intense aspects that come with intimacy. This person is haunted by something from their past, and just don't be surprised, Tower, when some of that stuff starts to come out. It's like the longer you know somebody, the more you see their shadow. And that's a healthy, normal part of being in a true love relationship. This person may not want to be, they want you to see the happy side of them. They're not wanting you to see what haunts them. They may be avoiding talking about their ex, which I actually kind of prefer. I don't think it's necessarily appropriate in a new relationship to just be dumping all this baggage from your past. This person's definitely coming in more healed, but they definitely have some things that haunt them from their past. Like this phantom ex. I don't necessarily think they're haunted by their ex, but they definitely have some drama or trauma in regards to that situation. And it could definitely be bubbling up to the surface under this happy exterior that they give you, like, oh, we're good, everything's great. People tend to gloss that over, but the problem with your shadow is that if it's unconscious, it's just going to come at unexpected times, right? You're going to operate sometimes unconsciously when you get triggered. So it's not about living in depression and darkness all the time. It's about integrating it, being aware of it, so it doesn't just pop out and sudden burst. Some of you may have seen a little bit of this pop up, but the unhealthy loop is, avoiding of that discomfort. But what's transforming the connection is determination to overcome that. I love this. When somebody's determined to overcome things from their past, stress, burden, this shows that this is a very resilient person. They do not want their past situation to interfere with this connection. So you're already at a good starting point. Somebody they're not rushing to get into all of this, but they're very determined to overcome it, which is beautiful. The Chariot and the Six of Wands, this person wants to be successful. They don't want to repeat things, and they don't want to bring that old baggage into this connection. Ten of Wands is ending and closing out cycles and carrying those heavy loads. The only thing that could be a red flag here is that there's definitely some tension and possible unhealed things. And I think that's natural and normal. Even if you've done a lot of work on yourself and you've healed a lot, every so often you'll still, cycle back to some old patterns and triggers, like unconscious things that make you question a new connection. But yeah, Chariot, this person's definitely determined. And I think this person's also very determined to stay on their path towards success. They don't want this connection to derail what they have going on. And neither do you. The both of you could have been single for a while. Not necessarily, but it's like you were on the path towards something very big and successful in your life. And you want a partner that's going to add flavor to that, not be drama or backstabbing. You don't want to have anybody that's going to sabotage what you got going on. So both of you could be on the same page in regards to that. And that's what's going to give you this opportunity to really do well with this person. The likely outcome on this trajectory, Queen of Swords, sufficient, and Five of Coins, isolation. What I'm getting is this is about stepping into your power, your reason, your logic. Understanding that you can be okay on your own. Queen of Swords is sufficient, right? You've overcome isolation. I'm not getting that this person's going to just out of nowhere reject you or isolate you or abandon you. But I think this is a big lesson in overcoming abandonment wounds. Gaining independence. I got that really strong from the beginning with you guys. The two of you needing to be very resilient, sufficient, and independent on your own. I think that's going to really help you to continue to rebuild your life. Being determined to let go of that baggage from the past. But there could be some really intense conversations in regards to things from the past, and you've got to be ready for that. Queen of Swords is very good at being open and honest. So I like that the Queen of Swords is here for that. You need to be having some open, honest communication about how you feel. And it may bring up some of that past Five of Wands, Five of Coins. Feelings of loss, things that you've had to overcome. We have Battle of the Wits. Yeah, both of you are very intelligent. Be forewarned. Don't start playing games with one another until both of you learn to let your guards down and be vulnerable. This love will continue to be a battle. Yeah, there's some tension here. Both of you have your guards up. So that could trigger you or this person to think that there's some game playing here. Maybe the two of you have been through that. So you're going to have to learn how to be vulnerable, right? The Queen of Swords is somebody that's, been through stuff. Divinely guided. You have met your divine flame. Just follow the signs to your soul and everything will occur in divine timing. Yeah, Knight of Coins. This is somebody that you need to take your time with. Slowly and progressively learn to open up. Don't rush this person. I wouldn't rush them, and I don't think they need to rush you. I think you need to enjoy building a foundation. It will all unfold in divine timing when this person and you are ready to let down your guards. Overflow. Their heart is overflowing with love so much that it scares them because their love for you has no end. Yeah, there's a lot of unconditional love being triggered up here. But it could be feeling really overwhelming for this person, so they may shut down at times. And that's kind of normal when you're getting to know somebody and you're feeling a lot. That Tower is those unexpected feelings. I don't think this person was expecting to have strong emotions for you. And that's a beautiful thing, but it can also cause people to shut down and start to be more strategic, things like that. So just be forewarned about this. This person definitely has a little bit of that winning spirit. I'm not seeing it as unhealthy. I just see that they're avoiding that tension and conflict. So it might cause them to be strategic in the way they deal with you. Oh, we have 1111, mission accomplished. So you're definitely on a divinely guided path. You're meeting this person to come back home to yourself. And that makes sense with that Nine of Coins and Chariot. That's what divine union truly is a connection that adds to the unity consciousness that you feel within yourself. So you're coming home to yourself. You definitely feel like home to one another. And this person and you are going to encourage one another on your purpose, your mission, whatever you're trying to accomplish. Mission accomplished doesn't have to be, it doesn't have to be overly mystical. This could be somebody that moves you towards your life goals and your life purpose. So that was a beautiful reading, pile number 1, and I think there's a lot to work with, a lot of really beautiful, loving energy happening with you and your person. So this is exciting. This is definitely new and very transformative. So I will close out there. And we will move on to pile number 2. Pile number 2 is all about discovering your life purpose. Beautiful. You could be a muse for this person. They could be a muse for you. You inspire one another. This could even be like a strong friendship to lovers dynamic. It's like you kind of brainstorm, sharing ideas, sharing your passions with one another. So you need to start asking yourself, what is the meaning of your life? It could be that you're causing this person to rethink the meaning of their life. As a soul who is having a physical experience, you are here to grow and learn. You are being asked to immerse yourself in this life by expanding, stretching, and understanding your reason for being here. Ooh, I like this. Nothing is impossible for a soul who is following his or her destiny. Your guides, angels, and higher self are constantly communicating with you through signs, feelings, people, books, and so on. Follow your hunches. You are being given important guidance which may show up for a strong feeling to travel, to speak to someone, to attend a seminar, write, paint, and so on. No matter how far-fetched your inner guidance is, you need to listen. Your soul's purpose includes a combination of experiences that your mind doesn't understand, but that your soul needs to process, to learn and grow. Ooh, you're here to learn and grow with this person. This person feels very inspired by you, and you're meant to have a lot of beautiful experiences with this person, I'm getting. And I was wanting to use a separate deck. Sorry, guys. Yeah, so what is drawing this person? Definitely this inspiration. This person might even have new ideas about what they want to do with their life after having met you. Very high vibrational, right? We want relationships that inspire us to get to the next level, to do what we're meant to be doing. So what's drawing this person to you at this time? The Hermit. This is all about introspection, spiritually wise, and deep knowledge. You're very spiritually wise. You follow your own path. Pile 2. They are inspired by that. You are not afraid to go your own way. You're not afraid to go against the status quo. You're also very intelligent. You have a very unique perspective. You have, even if you're young, you have a wise old soul. The Hermit is very self-aware. They love that about you. You may already be on your particular life purpose too, and it triggers them to do the same. You move independently of others. And that's what you're supposed to do from a spiritual point of view. You're not meant to, always live this perfect status quo life. Maybe this person has always done that. So maybe you're triggering them to be really introspective as well. What's keeping them attached to you? Judgment, karmic lessons, spiritual awakening. Yeah, I'm getting that this isn't just something from their past. It could be that you're spiritually awakening this person. They have a decision to make. Do they keep following a particular path that doesn't feel aligned with them, or do they move in a new direction? Do they follow their they feel awakened to follow? So they're definitely, whether or not this is intensely romantic, you've triggered a spiritual awakening within this person. They're seeing the world differently. They're feeling called to wrap up karmic lessons and move onto a new path. What is the love energy present? Ooh, we have 9 of Wands. So this person has a lot of wounds. But with the 9 of Wands, with the Hermit, this is about self-reliance and the hidden truths. So the love is that this person definitely has some hidden wounds. They're very defensive, and I get that this is more from their past. Illusions, breaking illusions. I'm getting that this person, you trigger this person's shadow side quite a bit, but there are hidden truths that this person is needing to acknowledge and be aware of, and they can't avoid that inner work when it comes to you. They can't avoid it. They're having to confront their shadow, and they may be feeling a little defensive about that, because they might be like, well, this is why. I'm getting somebody that may make excuses to why they continue to repeat certain patterns, because a lot of times the moon can be unconscious cycles and patterns that this person's been playing out. And with you, they can't continue doing that anymore with the Judgment card and the Hermit, because you've actually confronted some of that within yourself, and now they're having to confront that since meeting you. They're like, well, why, and sometimes people get really defensive about that, especially if this person has a lot of deep wounds. 9 of Wands is like the wounded warrior. So this person feels like they may have to follow through with a karmic cycle, right? They have to endure it. Your person's very resilient. They're a fighter. They don't give up on things, but they also could be triggered because there's a lot of illusions, unconscious illusions that they've been playing out in their life. And there's also a lot of hidden emotions. This person's not someone that's going to be very quick to open up to you emotionally. They could actually end up being really aloof and detached, really focused on themselves. So that could be something that comes up. It's like you're inspiring one another, but you could cause one another to kind of separate at times. There's a lot of introspection that needs to occur here with you and your person. Both of you may be very independent. You need time to yourselves to process this connection. But what is the ego or fear present? What is the ego or fear present? Well, the Strength card And the Five of Pentacles, yeah, being resilient, overcoming adversity, isolated, disconnect, lacking. This is about overcoming lack, feelings of lack, feelings of not being good enough. Your person is definitely needing to work on their confidence. And we have that word resilience again, and self-reliance. So I'm not getting like a bad ego fear thing. I think you've triggered this person to become stronger, to overcome adversity. It's like you're a safe place to do that inner work, because you have like the wolf and the young child. I'm getting, sometimes when I see children with the moon, this is inner child work too. And many times when you're finding your life purpose, it is a path of going back into finding your inner child, rediscovering the things that you love, the things that you like to do, the things that make you feel strong and confident. You met this person, I'm getting strength with the Nine of Wands, is definitely at a point in their life where they're needing to build up their strength, resilience, and confidence. You represent strength for this person. This is something that you can do for one another. Be each other's strength after loss, after pain, after major life path awakening. So this is a connection that has the potential to make both of you stronger. But what are they avoiding confronting? King of Swords. This is authority, intellect, influential and precise and knowledgeable. This is somebody that's needing to confront their inner truth. They're needing to be radically honest with themselves. This person may even want to become more intellectual, more knowledgeable, because we have deep knowledge and knowledgeable. Something about your knowledge inspires this person to level up. They want to become this person is probably naturally intelligent, but I'm getting that you demand a lot of intellectual, knowledgeable conversation. Like, you demand that out of your connections, right? If you're coming up as the Hermit, you're not somebody that can be frivolous when it comes to your partnerships. They have to meet you at that level. You challenge this person, and they're very intelligent, but they may be defensive. They may not be used to having to prove themselves or debate. So that could be an ego trigger too, is, keeping up with you. Sometimes knowledge and intelligence can be intimidating, and there's this need to respect knowledge and experience in different ways. Someone could be very book knowledgeable. The other person could just be very life wise and experienced. So you're definitely going to be challenging one another intellectually, getting them thinking about things, getting them to, maybe explore the unconscious patterns that they've been living out. So they've been avoiding that, avoiding being intellectually challenged. But it's going to make both of you very strong. And also with Five of Pentacles and Nine of Wands, that strong intellect is going to help you overcome lack and loss and challenges, right? It makes you a problem solver. You're challenging this person to be a problem solver in areas of their life. Being a problem solver is a creative flow, a creative energy. But the unhealthy loop is this Four of Swords. sometimes healing can become an unhealthy loop, and rest, recovery. This person needs to also take care of themselves. 9 of Wands can be exhausting, right? Always being on the defensive, always being on guard, always being in fight or flight mode. This person really needs to learn how to rest. Maybe they overwork themselves. They don't know how to get into that isolated, contemplative energy. This person could need a good work-life balance as well. Not try to overexert themselves, because I'm getting somebody that tends to wear themselves out. They get tired easily. And that unhealthy loop of not getting enough rest or sleep, enough time to themselves. And sometimes that can be counterintuitive when you're in a love bond. You kind of want to spend all your time together. This is 2 people needing to learn to be okay on their own. Being strong, being resilient, being introspective. And that's different. Maybe that's different than other relationships they've had. It's different than always being in your face and engaged. There is, wisdom in that, like being okay on your own. What could transform this connection? Well, the lovers. Definitely choosing one another. Well, and we have intellectual energy, right? That Gemini, that King of Swords, partnerships, divine union. I think you're needing to work with that intellectual energy, being aroused, being attracted to it. Your person's very attracted to your mind, your intellect, the way you think. It's good for them. They like it. But see, that's what's going to transform the relationship. You could have someone here with strong Gemini, Mercury showing up. Virgo, Gemini are very much like critical thinking and debate. Not debate in a bad way, because the 2 of you could end up arguing. Like there could be some tension, but I'm getting like a creative, like brainstorming. You have 2 very different ways of viewing the world, and that's okay. That's the judgment. Oh, you're changing the way this person thinks, and that's what they love about you. That's what's making them fall in love with you. And the likely outcome here is, divine intervention. Be aware of false foundation. But I'm getting, what's standing out to me is this unavoidable change, right? The divine intervention is like, this relationship, there's no going back. After the 2 of you meet, there's no going back to the way things were. And Page of Swords, fresh ideas. Something about what you say or what you present to them, they can't stop thinking about it. They can't not see it. Investigation, very investigative. You force this person to think a lot, and it's like you're changing their life. So even if this, regardless of whether or not this turns into like a long-term love connection, there's no going back to the way things were after having met you. Free will. It's a fresh start. This is a brand new cycle. It's impulsive. This person is ready to take risks with you because you represent that life-changing energy. And those are the kind of connections that are unforgettable. Pile number 2. This is unforgettable. You've changed this person's entire way of thinking about the world, and nobody else can do that for them, right? You can date and blah, blah, blah. You can meet people, but not like you. They're not going to meet anybody like you. And justice, they're trying to do the right thing by offering you something more solid and giving it careful consideration. So this person may be wanting to level up, wanting to offer you something. King of Swords and 9 of Wands, this is somebody that puts a lot of thought into their commitments, but they want to do the right thing. They don't want to bring in baggage from their past. They also don't want to bring you into a negative situation. They want to do the right, they want to make this work. Brewing up. Be ready to expect the unexpected, because something is brewing and gaining momentum. Ooh, yeah, that's that Tower. This person's going to maybe unexpectedly reach out, present a new idea. Maybe you're going to present them with like a aha moment. You're going to blow their top off, as far as like, you're going to blow this person's mind. So something's brewing here, or they're going to come in with an unexpected offer of commitment, and it's going to just kind of come out of nowhere. All the Swords energy, it's like that unexpected breakthrough. They're not wanting to actually come out. What is this person? We have unsighted. They're unable to see the complete extent of the toxicity they brought into the connection, because that's all they know. I'm getting that this person may be used to toxicity, that Nine of Wands. I'm getting that they may be argued and had to fight and be defensive in the past. So if this person's kind of argumentative, I think that's where it comes from. They're a little defensive about certain things. And also a lustful, ooh, that could also create tension. There's a difference between love and lust. Don't let your desire destroy you. Overcome the spirit of lust. So there's a strong attraction. And I think the way you're going to overcome lustful desires is by respecting one another on an intellectual level, from a creative point of view. I think there's a strong need to channel that lusty desire into your life purpose, your creativity. So there's a lot of creative, your sacral chakra is, there's and also bringing some emotion into it. I get that there's strong intellect and strong physicality, but maybe a lack of feeling. And that could be because they're so defensive from their past. What do we need to know here? Soulmate, clearing core wounds. Yeah, you're meant to clear core wounds with this person. And then we have surrender, dark night of the soul. This person may end up going through a dark night of the soul because they're rediscovering their life purpose. You've triggered an awakening, and that can be really intense. I'm also getting like this kind of coming together and then combustible, like saying or doing something that causes like an awakening or dark night of the soul kind of energy, because you have a strong soulmate attraction to one another. But I'm not seeing cups, so it's like that's where, this is a breakdown. Dark night of the soul is a part of breaking down the illusions of the ego, the superficial aspects of the ego with the Tower. That way you can rebuild like a really strong, confident, healthy ego. And you're definitely challenging that person. So pile number 2, great, really intense energy going on with you. But I do think this is going to awaken you and your person to that soul purpose, moving in a different direction than the way you moved before. And that's actually, this is a catalyst for your person meeting you. And that's a very special experience. So good luck to you guys. And please like, share, and subscribe if you enjoyed this reading. Hope to see you again. Bye.